viewers once again to a new episode where we bring news, interesting, fascinating and mind-boggling from the world of science. This is a Kalimpong Science Center presentation. In this episode, we start with an interesting news coverage from the world of oceans. Ocean warming is the primary cause of Antarctic Peninsula glacier retreat. A new study has definitely found for the first time that ocean warming is the primary cause of retreat of glaciers on the western Antarctic Peninsula. The peninsula is one of the largest current contributors to sea level rise, and this new finding will enable researchers to make better predictions of ice loss from this particular region. The research by scientists at Swansea University and British Antarctic Survey has published a report in the journal Science Today. The study reports that glaciers flowing to the coast of the western side of the peninsula show a distinct spatial correlation with ocean temperature patterns, with those in the south retreating rapidly, but those in the north showing very little change. Some 90% of the 674 glaciers in this particular region has retreated since records began way back in the 1940s. So from the world of the Antarctic, it's time for us to cover another interesting news, and this time the heading reads, Camp Stability Predicts Patterns of Hunter-Gatherer Cooperation. Reciprocal food sharing is more prevalent in stable hunter-gatherer camps, shows new UCL research that sheds a wonderful light on the evolutionary roots of human cooperation. The research explores patterns of food sharing among the Acta, which is a population of Filipino hunter-gatherers. It finds that reciprocal food sharing is more prevalent in stable camps with fewer changes in membership over time, while in some stable camps, individuals acquire resources by taking from others, known as demand sharing. Exploring social dynamics in the last remaining groups of present-day hunter-gatherers is very essential for understanding the factors that shaped the evolution of a widespread cooperation, especially with non-kin. The study, published in the Royal Society journal Open Science, is the first to actually report a real-world association between patterns of cooperation and group stability. So group stability, we got a better concept this time through reading online and through newspapers and on YouTube. So from group stability to covering another interesting news, pomegranate finally reveals its powerful anti-aging secret. Are pomegranates really the superfood we've been led to believe will counteract the aging process? Up to now, scientific proof has been fairly weak, and some controversial marketing tactics have led to skepticism as well. A team of scientists from EPFL and the company Amazantis wanted to explore the issue by taking a closer look at the secrets of this plum pink fruit. So discovered that the molecule in pomegranates, transformed by microbes in the gut, enables muscle cells to protect themselves against one of the major causes of aging. In nematodes and rodents, the effect is nothing short of amazing. Human clinical trials are currently underway, but these initial findings have already been published in the journal Nature Medicine. As we age, our cells increasingly struggle to recycle their powerhouses. Called mitochondria, these inner compartments are no longer able to carry out the vital function, thus accumulate in the cell. This degradation affects the health of many tissues, including muscles, which gradually weaken over the years. A buildup of dysfunctional mitochondria is also suspected of playing a role in other diseases of aging, such as Parkinson's disease. It's an interesting finding, so more will have to be revealed about this interesting fruit. Now we move to cover another interesting news. Have you heard about organic computers? If you haven't heard, organic computers are definitely coming. A team of the Lomonosov MSU researchers in collaboration with their German colleagues from the Institute of Polymer Research in Dresden have managed to find a molecule that, to their opinion, could give the impetus to the development of organic electronics. The results of the works were published in Advanced Materials. So scientists from the Moscow State University, together with colleagues from Germany, have found that the derivative of free radial, a molecule known to the science for nearly 30 years, can be used to create organic semiconductors. Dmitry Ivanov, the head of the Laboratory of Materials Engineering at the Department of Fundamental Physics and Chemical Engineering, Moscow State University, believes that the achievement will greatly contribute to the development of organic electronics and, in particular, to fabrication of organic light-emitting diodes and new classes of organic solar cells. Organic or plastic electronics is a relatively new scientific field which came to life about 15 to 20 years ago. Its purpose is the development of electronic devices based on organic materials. So this type of devices is yet inferior to the standard silicon-based electronics in terms of performance and also less durable. But it also has advantages, many advantages. Lightness, thinness, flexibility, transparency, and most importantly, plastic electronics is much cheaper than silicon. The main applications of organic electronics include solar cells, which will be much cheaper than the silicon-based modules. High cost is one of the reasons which restricts the latter from covering large areas and thus make better use of the solar energy. And also, organic electronics can be used to design organic light-emitting devices and field effect transistors. It's really interesting. We'll cover interesting news in this episode. Now we move to another territory, into the world of bacteria. So tiny bacteria-powered wind farm for your phone. A team of scientists from Oxford University has shown how the natural movement of bacteria could be harnessed to assemble and power microscopic wind farms or other human-made micro-machines such as smartphone components. The study, published in the journal Science Advances, uses computer simulations to demonstrate that the chaotic swarming effect of dense active matter such as bacteria can be organized to turn cylindrical rotors and provide a steady power source. Researchers say these biologically driven power plants would someday be the microscopic engines for tiny human-made devices that are self-assembled and self-powered. Everything from optical switches to smartphone microphones. So from the world of bacteria, now to covering another interesting news. Honey, H-O-N-E-Y. So why it is the best? Honey is significantly sweeter than table sugar and has attractive chemical properties for baking. Honey has a distinctive flavor which leads some people to prefer it over sugar and other sweeteners. Liquid honey does not spoil. Because of its high sugar concentration, it kills most bacteria by crenation. Natural airborne yeasts cannot become active in it because the moisture content is too low. Natural raw honey varies from 14% to 18% moisture content. So as long as the moisture content remains under 18%, virtually no organism can successfully multiply to significant amounts in honey, though importantly, enough bacteria, especially Clostridium botulinum, survive to make honey dangerous for infants. So that's why honey is the best. So now into covering another interesting news in this episode. So researchers pinpoint neurons that tell the brain when to stop drinking. And the really interesting news for people who drink. By activating particular neurons, we may be able to influence alcohol drinking behavior. According to new studies and findings published by researchers at the Texas A&M Health Science Center, College of Medicine, in the journal Biological Psychiatry. So the group's prior research showed that alcohol consumption alters the physical structure and function of neurons called medium spiny neurons in the dorsomedial striatum. Essentially, they found that activation of one type of neuron, which is called D1, determines whether one drink leads to another and another. Now, they've discovered the ones that tell us to stop. These neurons can be thought of like a tree with many branches, and many small protrusions or spines coming off them. Each neuron has one of two types of dopamine receptor, D1 or D2. And so they can be thought of as either D1 or D2 neurons. So now we know when to stop drinking. So from when to stop drinking, we cover in today's episode the world's first 3D printing restaurant. Never heard about it, but it's interesting news. This is the world's first 3D printing restaurant. The pop-up restaurant is called Food Inc. That's the name, Food Inc. So nearly everything inside is 3D printed. They aim to travel the world combining technology with fine cuisine. They 3D print your food to create visually stunning dishes. Not only is the food 3D printed, but so is the cutlery, tables and chairs. The food will come in 9 different courses and cost you about $330. From Food Inc. to 5G wireless networks. So 5G wireless networks are coming and they will change everything. 5G promises to be 100 times faster than 4G and 25,000 times faster than 3G. So when it gets there, or when it comes on scene, how will our world change? The possibilities are so much bigger than 5-second movie downloads. It will change how we learn. With 5G, immersive virtual reality training simulators could be accessed anywhere. It will change how you commute. With 5G, autonomous cars could talk to each other to avoid traffic congestion. It will change how we are cared for. With 5G, ambulances could transmit live videos to emergency room doctors. It will change how we do business. With 5G, factory equipment could diagnose and repair without halting production. It will change how we explore. With 5G, parks and public transit will be blanketed into gigabyte speed wireless internet. So, when can we expect it? So the 5G technology news was the last interesting news for this particular episode. Hope you liked it. Till we meet in the next episode, from the entire team at the Kalimpong Science Center, it's goodbye. Have a wonderful time in the days to come. See you in the next episode.